Thank you, Madam Prosecutor, and I'm grateful for the good gesture from my brothers and sisters. But I would rather say that considering the situation that we find ourselves in, would better appropriate the fee that is being raised for me towards the upkeep of the victims, and allow me and my colleagues that I'll mobilize to offer our services on an agreement of pro bono basis, so that therefore my
makofi guys, makofi. Thank you. There you go. Chukua microphone moja kwa moja, wakili Ndengwa, masaa 25. No resting. Don't rest. Go ahead.
So that my ladies, my lords, we may also have our contribution in the society. Remember, a lawyer is...
Hello guys, it's your girl Patience Status. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit the subscription box and put on the notification bell so that you don't forget anytime I post a new video. Remember, I'm the queen of online gossip. So welcome to today's video. Don't forget to give it a like and leave a comment on the comment section.
Mutilated its ability to oversight his deeds. However, he has realized that there has come an alternative voice of reason that is holding him to account for each and every deed that he undertakes. You might want to ask yourself, why are the members of parliament silent? Why would they not hold Kasongo to account to tell us, where did you get these 20 million shillings from? If the parliament doesn't do so, we shall exercise our power under Article 1 to make sure that we hold these individuals to account. Therefore, fellow comrades, my submissions as I pen off is to encourage you to continue doing what you are doing. You are doing the Lord's works. It is we who are going to remain. Again, I implore you to read the speech by Martin Luther King, I have been to the mountain. When he was addressing the janitors from the state of Memphis, he made a very interesting observation from the Bible. He drew the attention of the Memphis janitors to the story of the Good Samaritan. And he was asking, and he gave them the analogy that when the robbers clobbered and beat that man, before the Good Samaritan came to rescue him, the Pharisees had passed by. They watched him as he bled. They watched him lying on the ground, but they could not lay a finger and touch or raise to help him because they were in a hurry to go and worship in the synagogue. When the high priest also passed by, he saw the man lying on the ground, but could not help him because he was busy to go and offer sacrifices. When the Sadducees and the Pharisees also passed, they could not touch and help the man because they were in a hurry to go and read the Mosaic law. But there came a Good Samaritan who said, the Pharisees have passed, the high priest has passed him, the chief priest has also passed this man, and they have not helped him. Who is going to help this man if I do not take this opportunity and this responsibility? Is a high calling that we are being called upon. We, the Good Samaritans, if we do not rescue this country, if we do not take opportunity to rescue this country, who is going to take the opportunity of doing it? And therefore, you should not be intimidated. You should not be harassed. You should not feel like you're not doing the right thing. You are doing the right thing in God's kingdom. Let us all rise up. Let us speak. Those who can speak, let us speak. Those who can write, let us write. Those who can represent people in courts, let us rise up and present those people. Those who can scream to the highest voice that things are not right in this country, let us do it. At least our voice is going to save a life. For example, how comes that we can live in a country where we are being taxed in the SHA scheme and the money is going to an individual's account? And when the Auditor General raises such kind of a patent issue, this guy from Sugoi, instead of responding to this issue, he's saying that wale watu ambao wanakasirika,
I'm dropping, thank you.
Wale watu wanaokasirika ni wale watu walikuwa wana benefit from NHIF. He can't even feel ashamed to say that those of us who are opposed to the scheme that is a death trap for our people, we are complaining because we're not able to benefit from it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Senior Wakili Ndengwa Njiru. Now, I want us to go back to the main topic of this. That's our wise words. A lot of education there. We have to occupy. We have to do everything. But we have a very serious case here. That's why we called you here of one Bishop Peter Kimemia or Peter K. Now, I want you to guza juu. I want you to tackle that according to the law and what we should go if you can advise this court. Thank you very much, Wakili. Go ahead.
I beg to be slightly briefed as to where the matter is, so that I can weigh in with an advice, if you don't mind, my lord.
Very much, Wakili Ndengwa. Now, Madam Prosecutor has everything. If she can open microphone and at least brief you briefly, thank you, so that we can remain on track. Thank you.
Thank you, my lordship. Senior Counsel, Wakili Ndengwa, we have a very serious case of a very organized ring of I should actually call it a gang of men that are defiling and raping other men. I cannot use a better word than that, but it is an organized gang.
A better word, I will help you, my able prosecutor, Madam Prosecutor. It's called web.
Yes. So it is a web, a very complex web of men actually doing the most atrocious things to other men. We have just presented evidence today in court. We presented a van that actually is literally brought to the scene of the crime by another man in order for a man to be taken advantage of, to be dragged and then taken advantage of. We've actually presented that in court today, Your Honor. And it's really terrible that we are living in a country where, you know, these men are the ones on the pulpit preaching God's word, you know, and then within the same churches, they are taking advantage of young boys and men. And then they're being covered by other men, you know. So it is so complex. We have so many men who have become victims of this particular fella. His name is Peter K. He calls himself a prophet. We did occupy his church, one of his churches on Sunday. We made national news. And then, so we are occupying yet another church this coming Sunday. But the main thing, the reason we needed you was we needed representation in court. We do have all of the evidence, and we wanted that by the time we are going to arrest him, you have actually gone through everything that we've got. You have spoken to the victims that we have, and then so that the arrest becomes successful and airtight. Senior Counsel, I do know that we already got what we call media coverage. It happened by surprise. We were quite surprised when all the media houses were broadcasting our stomp into Peter K's church on Sunday. However, we don't believe that we need more publicity for this case. So when I land tomorrow in Nairobi, I do believe we can talk about other means of giving this case the publicity that it requires. So otherwise, you can take the mic and advise us on the way forward. Our victims are here. Some of them, in fact, one of the victims, let me tell you, today he has been bleeding so much because he had to have surgery, corrective surgery. you know, on his I will use the right word, I don't have another word, anus. So that entire area had to be repaired because this man really mutilated another man. It was terrible, totally grotesque. So yesterday he did a lot of moving around. He was at the DCI headquarters, taking this there, taking that. He was literally gathering everything that he required, you know, for when the case begins. So today, he's told me he's not eaten for 3 days because these men now cannot even work. They have no means of getting food. And that's why when I came to this live, the first thing I told our people, please remember the victims. You know, remember the victims, because they do not have money for food, because they can no longer work. You know, they've become so immobilized that they cannot do anything. But this man, today, he's been bleeding, senior counsel Ndengwa. He's been bleeding severely. It's very sad what these men are going through. Take the mic. Guys, let us occupy in the comments. Let's occupy. Let's occupy. We must find justice for this man. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Prosecutor, and my lords, in appearing in these proceedings. It's quite unfortunate that such kind of a thing would be happening in Kenya during our lifetime. But all this is happening again because of the issue I raised, the blatant breakdown of the rule of law and the withering down of our penal justice institutions. It's my hope and belief that these individuals have recorded their complaint with the relevant institutions, in this case being the DCI.
Yes,
so that
they have.
The DCI therefore can commence the requisite investigations with an idea, if they reveal the existence of a crime, then subsequent actions of having this person charged can ensue. Remember, a criminal proceeding must be backed or must be grounded on credible investigations. So those individuals who have unfortunately been defiled, it is important that they first of all record their statements. Number two, we are saying that we want to be a country that cherishes the rule of law, a country that is guided by the Constitution, a country and a people who abides by the Constitution. It is on that basis, my lords and Madam Prosecutor, that I submit that our Constitution presumes our innocence until we are proven guilty. It is on that basis that we need to engage the requisite penal justice systems so that this culprit can be brought to books and he be granted an opportunity to also defend himself before the court of law. It would be much of help to the victims if we would facilitate and assist them to access the DCI office with an objective of recording their complaint, subsequent to which the office of the ODPP take over and have this individual charged. It's upon the DPP charging these individuals that therefore we can appear and represent the victims' views in the proceedings through a process called watching brief for the victims, where if the DPP succeeds in nailing down this culprit through tendering the requisite necessary evidence, then at the fullness of time, then the victims can seek for monetary compensation under what we call the Victim Protection Act. Our law allows the compensation or the restitution of a victim of a crime. Previously, a victim of crime would never be compensated, or he would never be reinstated to the status he would have been if he never suffered that, or another, if he was never a victim of that act. But fortunately, with the enactment of the new constitution, a victim can seek for compensation in a criminal case. So to be fair to the victims and to be fair to the suspect, we must allow the penal justice system to take its course. The noise that we are making is quite relevant, quite important, because it is calling those institutions to order. We must continue making this noise with a view or with an idea that it's only a court of law that will help us resolve that legal impasse. So, Madam Prosecutor, my lords, is my humble submissions that we assist these individuals to record their complaint with the police. Then we follow up to see whether the file has been forwarded to the DPP for his recommendation, and whether the DPP has recommended the charging of these individuals. But perhaps mention that under Article 157 of our Constitution that creates the office of the ODPP, the ODPP, having taken cognizance of a public interest matter such as this one, is mandated by the Constitution to instruct the IG to carry out investigations. I have not seen it. I have not heard from the DPP. I have not seen the ODPP writing to the IG to ask him to commence investigations. Since this is a matter of serious and grievous public interest. The other alternative is to write the ODPP and Article 157 asking him to authorize the Inspector General to carry out and expedite the investigations in respect to this case. I think that's all I need to say in respect to that particular issue, Madam Prosecutor, my lords, and I beg to rest.
Wakili Ndengwa. Now, here in TICC, we have a panel of senior counsels, and I will start with Peter Kioi to at least ask 2 or 1 question. Go ahead, Senior Counsel Peter Kioi.
Okay, thank you so much, Your Honor. Welcome, Wakili. And in this matter, I have listened to you very well. I would wish you to highlight on this point. Now that there is a court order that directs that Peter K to be arrested, how do we go about that? Thank you.
My lords, I did not get my learned friend Mr. Kioi to say that the court has issued an order for the arrest, because most practically or ordinarily, the courts of law, being the grounds where the arbitration of the dispute normally takes place, they oftenly refrain from getting to the arena of the dispute that they will be called upon in the future to resolve. So unless I get to see that order, I may not have the full facts of commenting on it, and I would not wish to mislead the court and the jury as to that position. However, if I would be served and have a glance of that court order, I'll be sufficiently informed to address the court and give it a clear position as to the consequences of such an order. I rest.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wakili Ndengwa. Now, I will give another senior counsel to ask you 1 question, and that senior counsel is called by the name Truth Watchdog. Approach the bench.
Thank you so much, my lords and my lordships. Wakili Ndengwa Njiru, I think what Councillor or Senior Counsel Peter Kyo is trying to tell you is that we have a specific case of one individual of whom it was reported around 2 years ago and has not been addressed. So upon following this matter with the Ruiru police station, it was asked that we need to know if this individual reported the case to the police station, and of course it was provided. And I think yesterday, if not the day before yesterday, it is when there was an order that was actually directing the arrest of this person. So I don't think it is the court, or I don't know whether it is the court or it is just within the police jurisdiction that has ordered this arrest. So that's why we are asking, what's the way forward?
Has he been arrested?
Not yet. He's in the hiding as we speak.
Oh, I think what we can do, if there's been such a directive, is to allow the relevant authority to execute that particular function. Reason being, we as private citizens, if we get to spot that individuals, we have the power to arrest and subsequently hand over that individual to the relevant authority. So we can exercise our power of private citizen arrest if the guy has gone at large. Alternatively, if the matter is reported before the police officer, and if we write the ODPP asking him to prosecute this individual, and if the ODPP fails to prosecute this individual, the law allows us to initiate private prosecution, citizen prosecution. So we shall give them some time, of course applying the necessary pressure. In the event they fail to prosecute, then there's nothing that stops us from taking the responsibility of the ODPP and prosecuting this individual. So let's see what will come out of those directives, and of course they must be within the police force or from the office of the ODPP, so that then if the arrest is done, then well, good for us. We know that the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to court. If the arrest is not done, then we know we are in trouble. We must then initiate the next level of private prosecution. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ndengwa. Thank you, Ndengwa. Senior Counsel Peter Kyo is the court, please. Thank you very much, Ndengwa, for answering that. And now, Senior Counsel Peter Kyo has another question, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. Thank you.
Wakili Ndengwa Njiru, I have a request, and this request comes from the public, and this comes just after 2 years where the case was reported, and this comes to a public outcry that right now we have no lawyer to present us there, because one thing we know that it's expensive to hire a lawyer, and especially a lawyer of your class. So could you kindly, or would you kindly take this case and act as a pro bono for this matter, because it is due to public outcry, and this James has no money actually to pay for a lawyer as right now, so he cannot get justice just because the other party can pay for lawyers. Would you take this from us? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Prosecutor. Thank you, my lords. I must say that one duty of a lawyer is to the society is the duty to the fidelity to the law. Number two, we have a duty towards our society to make sure that the rule of law thrives in all spheres and aspects. I have done so many pro bono cases, especially since Kasongo came into power, and therefore this would not be an exception. But I need to be properly briefed. I need to meet the victim. I need the victim to brief me sufficiently, so that then we can accompany the victim to the DCI office be it the DCI headquarters at Mazingira House along Kiambu Road, or be it at the regional offices, or whichever DCI office, so that we can have this matter taken over by the relevant authority. But as we do so, we, the people agitating, must also remain within the confinements of the law. We must not allow ourselves to take the law into our hands when we have established.
Senior Counsel, I will interrupt you. Allow me to. Thank you. We can pay. Let us just agree or disagree on whether we will indeed pay for the services of Senior Counsel Ndengwa Njiru. So I need at least 2,000 people responding. So the minute the poll comes up, press the smiley face for yes, we shall pay. Thank you. Or the sad face for we want it free, because we want justice, and justice is expensive.
Madam Prosecutor, if you may allow me to weigh in.
Yes, so you will allow just 1 minute so the public participate, and then you can continue, you can proceed. Yeah, you can proceed after that, Senior Counsel. Thank you so much. Thank you, members of the jury, the public. 1.2K of you say yes, we will pay. So, Senior Counsel Wakili Ndengwa, kindly do not consider the pro bono request. Please talk knowing that we want to pay for your services. We do want to pay for your services. So kindly just tell us how we go about this. We want you to represent us in court. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Prosecutor, and I'm grateful for the good gesture from my brothers and sisters. But I would rather say that considering the situation that we find ourselves in, would better appropriate the fee that is being raised for me towards the upkeep of the victims, and allow me and my colleagues that I'll mobilize to offer our services on an agreement of pro bono basis, so that therefore
Makofi guys, Makofi. Thank you. There you go. Chukua microphone moja kwa moja, Wakili Ndengwa, masaa 25. No resting. Don't rest. Go ahead.
So that my ladies, my lords, we may also have our contribution in the society. Remember, a lawyer is a social engineer. Our work is to fix the social evils and the vices happening in our society. So contributing our services towards these victims is not too much to ask. And please facilitate and ensure that we have individuals I can contact to help me meet these victims, and we craft a strategy on how to go about this whole process. So I am again humbled and greatly honored by the good gesture and the suggestion, but permit me to offer my services for free. I would not like that will not make me or reduce the portion of ugali that is always placed on my desk or my table, or a glass of water or milk. We have done it before. Let us help these individuals so that we can show our people that it's not everything about money. It also goes to how much do you believe that we need to live in a society that is governed by the principles of the rule of law, morality, and well-being of Ubuntu. So in the spirit of Ubuntu,
okay, let's go.
And if you may allow me, perhaps.
Thank you. Wakili, welcome to TikTok. Welcome to the TikTok High Court. Welcome. That was a big welcome from one of us. We are so grateful. We are so grateful to you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
To be able to move on, I'll share my number if someone drops me a message so that you can contact me perhaps tomorrow in the afternoon, and we come up with a strategy on how to go about that particular issue so that we can bring the matter to rest and make sure that those individuals are brought to books. We must not allow our country to go to the dogs. If you're not able to fix this small vice, how shall we fix the big ones? Thank you, ladies. Thank you, my ladies, my lords. Thank you, members of the jury. If you allow me, perhaps I would beg to retire. I have a busy day tomorrow at Kibera Law Courts.
Wakili, the Lion Kings have just arrived. That was the equivalent of a lion. We just ask that you mute for a bit more. Maybe they still want to bless you because you're a good man. Thank you so much. Comment section are insisting that you wait for the lion. The space shuttle was to take you all the way to space because you're a good man, and the lion will be for you to keep. Hopefully it will come. I shared with all our Lion Kings. That is one of them that I shared with, and it seems they are only just arriving. Thank you, Wakili. I am members of the public. Chukweni mic, madam.
Before the juries and members, the senior counsels, I want to thank you, Mr. Wakili Ndengwa Njiru, for doing that noble thing, for offering your services for free of charge. And again, Lady Jacqueline, Madam Prosecutor, who is Lady Jacqueline, the Madam Prosecutor, she's going to meet you maybe tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. Thank you.
Yes, I will. And it will be a big procession of people. All this.
Thank you. I'll be waiting.
Ralph, can I say something?
Proper title, I'm Judge Ralph Zidadi.
Judge Ralph Zidadi, can I say something?
Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to thank you, Bwana Wakili, for the gesture. And this has absolutely brought joy to my heart because I'm sure the victims now feel protected and they feel that there are people who are backing them up. I'd also like to thank this court for also bringing this matter to attention, because if they had not pushed it as far as they did, then obviously the public would not have known what is going on. It is unfortunate that those who our young people look up to for advice are also abusing them and taking advantage of them by deceiving them and abusing sexually, or rather using them sexually. The victims must be protected at all costs, and I thank you very much for agreeing to do this for us, for the public, for free. Thank you so much and have a good night.
Thank you, Esther. God bless you. I've been reminded that I should inform Wakili Ndengwa that those gifts coming to him are actually equivalent of money. So they're the actual money in your pocket, Wakili. So if there is a special app that was ever designed, it is TikTok. It has some of the biggest Asante ever made. So feel at home, relax. Thank you.
Madam Prosecutor and my lordships, if you allow me to represent the jury to say a proper law language to this one Wakili for accepting our invitation, may I proceed, Your Honor, my lord?
Yes, please go on, Senior Counsel to Watchdog.
Thank you so much. On behalf of the jury, This court is profoundly honored by the distinguished presence of senior lawyer Ndengwa Njiru, whose towering legal acumen and forensic prowess illuminates solemn proceedings. His gracious acceptance of our invitation is a testament to those village courts, to his unwavering fidelity to the noble calling of justice. In lending his learned hand to this cause before us, he fortifies and citadel our jurisprudence and exemplifies the highest ideas of legal fraternity. I know village people from the other courts do not understand. His gracious advocacy and audit submission shall no doubt serve as a ladder in our inexorable pursuit of truth, equality, and vindication of the rule of law. I thank you so much, Your Honor, for accepting our invitation. Thank you. That is on behalf of the jury.
Much as senior counsel to the watchdog for that illuminating and a very eloquent law language. Thank you very much. Now we go back to the prosecutor. Take over.
Yes, Your Honor, I do believe Engineer Dees has not spoken at all before we close, or before we come to some form of conclusion. Engineer Dees.
Madam Prosecutor, my lords, kindly allow me to leave. I'll be glad to join you tomorrow once again and to be able to brief the court on the progress of the court. I beg to rest my case.
Thank you very much, Wakili Ndengwa. Good night and have a wonderful night. We appreciate you. We appreciate the good work that you've done, the noble thing that you just started. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wakili Ndengwa, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. And yeah, you've really surprised us. We are so grateful. We are so humbled. May God bless you. May God bless you. And good night. Good night.
And please make sure that I am contacted tomorrow so that we can begin this process.
Yes, we will. We will contact you. Yes.
You can drop me a message. If you call me and find that I'm not picking, just drop me a message. I'll get back.
No worries. Thank you so much. Thank you. And God bless you.
God bless.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Chukweni mic.
Can I approach the bench?
Go ahead, Senior Counsel.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Sometimes presenting yourself and your needs is important. And when your request is granted, you should be very happy. If you were to be charged 2 million or 3 million, and the 1 million goes to the family, na kama tukupata ingine ni mzuri. Maybe I was seen kama nilikuwa na ujinga nikiomba tufanye kama pro bono, but I knew that tukiomba pro bono kama public tungepewa. So I thank you so much. And thank you guys for voting that you would pay. But he has offered to do it as a pro bono. We knew that we could not pay this. You can never pay someone. You can only appreciate. But I know one thing. From this live stream, tutaenda kupatana vita kubwa sana. Tutambua huyu hakuwa wakili Njiru. Huyu alikuwa ni Peter Kioi, alikuwa na AI. Ndio maana hakuwa anafungua mic. So guys, tomorrow, I thank you so much, Raf, our senior judge, Raf Zidadi. And thank you so much, everybody that has been participating. It is just the beginning of justice. Now we have known that this court has gone a milestone. We are moving step by step, and we are going to achieve a lot. It is good that today, after this case, I'm going to present another new record of the old stories from Rita Waeni to Jeff Mwathi that I've just got right away this day. So I will just present it to the prosecution so that they can vet it and bring it on to court. And again, I'm happy that this court has allowed me to present again another issue against Agent Rish Kamunge, where today he has presented police officers from Central Police Station to beat people in the office who are demanding their money, and have the clips, and also from another farm called it's a farm that deals with land. So we are going to present it. So from today, there is no oppression. And thank you so much, our senior judge, Rafzi Daddy, for giving us this opportunity. We are going to present, and I present every legal matter that I will see it, and justice shall be served. That is what I presume and what I think. So thank you so much, guys. And thank you, Morara. I have seen you on the request, not on the request, but on the viewers until you disappeared. But thank you so much, guys. But occupation, guys, we are going to occupy the Jesus Winners Ministry. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Senior Counsel Peter Kioi. Judge, you want to say something before I talk?
Go ahead. You know the reason why I'm interrupting hapo because you are traveling. That's why. But you can go ahead.
Yes. Okay. So thank you so much, Your Honor. In fact, Morara Kebaso will be here. I think he'll be here once I settle in Kenya tomorrow. He will definitely be coming to the High Court. I want to thank each and every one of you for this wonderful, wonderful time and wonderful session and wonderful discussion. I do not know what I would do without this High Court. This High Court has given so many of us, such satisfaction. May God keep blessing all of you, all the participants, all those people who dream for a better country, a better Kenya. May God keep blessing you. Let us work together and let us make a difference. Senior Counsel Peter Kioi has actually just hinted to the court that we do have a very full calendar. Our calendar is packed back to back. Cases, cases upon cases. Today there was yet another case of another severely abusive, a severely vile man who has also abused so many men, and that tells you there are way too many cases, and he's a very well-known man, and the victims also want to come to court. So it's just back-to-back cases, and we do not take that for granted. We thank you, everybody, for participating. Those occupying, God bless you, you are the heroes. Let us continue in our fight for justice, for the unknown, for the common mwananchi. God bless each and every one of you. Our able judge, Zidadi, take the mic. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Prosecutor, for that final words. Now, because we want to allow also our Madam Prosecutor to try to ajaribu kwenda asafiri vizuri. Leo tunawaangusha tukiwa watu 4,000 ndio mjue koti inaendelea. And we wish you all the best. Thank you for your participation, each and everyone. I want to thank this court. This is the only court in this land that oversees and demands for justice for everyone, where everyone is someone in this court. Thank you very much.
Your Honor, before you talk, I had asked Morara to come and say hi, please, if you can allow him if he's here. Thank you.
Let me find him.
Okay.
You can ask him to come again. Just call him and ask him to come again. And then the minute I spot him, I'll bring him up. But he is going to be talking to us before the end of this week. And I think this is the time I will say very, very boldly that we are also planning on hosting Kasongo himself. And to use a respectful word, we are planning on hosting the President of the Republic of Kenya. So I'm sorry, the cat is now out of the bag. The cat is out of the bag, but the President is going to be coming to our platform very, very soon to talk to TikTokers. Thank you. Your Honor, take the mic.
So we are expecting this week that we are hosting the 4th President of Kenya, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, in this platform, and the court is making tremendous approach on how to go about, and don't dare touch that dial. Hey,
Thank you.
Moto. Thank you.
Thank you. And that day, any complaint yenye uko nayo, hiyo siku ni siku ya kuongea na kuongea yote ikutoke. That day TikTokers will say kila kitu iwatoke.
Your Honor,
Thank you.
I wish to correct my able judge, Rav Zidadi. It is the 5th president, and also to thank Mike Macarena for calling today to ask if we are okay. Mike Macarena, you are blessed, and thank you so much. I know people don't know that this is Peter Kioi. This is not my new account, but my official account. Thank you.
Very much, Senior Counsel Peter Kioi, for correcting me. You know, I moved from Kenya many years ago, and as you all know that I live under the bridge, and I have neuroros, so I stand corrected. Thank you, very important.
Hapo sasa. So finally, guys, before we end the live, Engineer D, you're gonna talk in a minute. That kind of public anger. Unaona hiyo anger yenye mna express kwa comment section. That is the anger tunataka mlete huyu rais wa Kenya. Over every issue that you may have. Na siku hiyo tutaacha boxes mbili, two ya wananchi. Because he needs to speak with TikTokers. He has spoken with X people on X. He had a very big meeting with our comrades Kule X, the former Twitter, and he has not had the same meeting here on TikTok. And being the #1 platform at the moment, this is where he is gonna be coming. I have been working with people on X. Okay, I've been working with those watu wa X. I've been working with them. So hopefully very soon atakuja and we will get to talk to him. Na hatutafunga comment section, atajionea yeye mwenyewe, hatutafunga. Yeah, atajionea yeye mwenyewe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Prosecutor. I want you there's something you forgot to tell the nation, this court, that kuna salamu zilitoka kwa baba, yani Raila Odinga. Sijui kama unaweza tuambia.
That is a joke. I am a truth teller. No, there are no such things. There was no whatever. If anything, you know, the temptation to bring baba here, the temptations are very high. Lakini nikasema wacha nimalize wacha tuweza ili tuweza kikatai kukuja kwa sababu nini?
By the way, Your Honor, there's something that has hurt me. There's something that has hurt me, and I wish that I just put out in it. Okay, I that this court should not be turned into politics, and that it is apolitical. Apolitical means that it has no political ground. That we stand as a court, we rule as a court, and we also give directives as a court, but no politics in this court. If we give politics in this court, we shall be divided, and we not have justice. We shall remain to be political. But right now, we need to stand as a court. No biasness, no politics aside, and we should not take any side in politics. Let us remain apolitical. And any leader who wants to come here just to rule or to guide us in terms of politics, just put them down. We don't care about them. Just remain like this. This Macarena has been here and he has never brought politics in this court. Let us remain like that. Thank you.
Can I say something?
We have order.
Yes, Judge.
So on that matter, it is very important to know that this is non-political. But again, lawyers and wakilis, they have all the right to relate to what they do because they are executing some duties. So on behalf of Wakili Ndengwa, he did not bring any political thing. He was just letting us on what goes ahead. But again, the court is also serving DCIO with dropping because our president was called Kasongo, and that is very wrong. The Madam Prosecutor, you are going to execute that warning to one DCIO. I noticed that. I didn't want to bring it here. So thank you very much. Go ahead, Noni.
Following so keenly, and I've been actually participating, and I feel all that I needed to say has been presented so well, especially by the senior counsel, Truth Watchdog. whom in my native language I quote. So that is the meaning of Truth Watchdog in Swahili. I'm well presented. I'm well presented, and thank you so much. I'll just say I have no much to say, but I'm actively here and been following. Forward ever, backward never.
Absolutely.
We occupy. Thank you so
We
much.
occupy. Hapo sasa. Thank you so much, Engineer Dees. Noni Gates, 1 minute. I am going to
انا
be
شعري واقف لما عرفت ان
closing
في
soon.
مكان
Noni
واحد
Gates.
اقدر اعمل منه كل ترندات السوشيال
Okay,
ميديا، يعني
Senior
مثلا اقدر اعمل
Counsel
ترند الحضن ده مع
Judge
كريستيانو
Queen Lady
رونالدو او اي حد انا
Jaffe,
عايزه، او حتى
but
اتنفخ
they
زي البالونه
must
كده
not
واطير، او اتقطع زي
appreciation. Let
التورته
me
كده من
sit
كتر
down.
حلاوتي.
And I want to say what Senior Counsel Peter Kerry just said, that we have to ignore politics, but there's something, one point that I want to drive home and say, in politics, in what politics bring, it produces a prostitute, a thief, a criminal. So there's no way we can just sit down and say that, oh, we can never talk about politics, we can never do about these things. By the way, it's us who feed these politicians. So if we say that you can never speak and talk about these things, if politics is going bad, that's why we have so many prostitutes in Koinange streets. That's why we have many thieves. That's why even these men, they are turning into ritualists. Because they're so...
Shall we revisit, Noni? Shall we revisit
Okay, yeah,
another
later,
time?
yeah. So that was just a point of correction, that we don't ignore and don't say that we ignore politics.
Madam Prosecutor, I think the court session is over. Ukitaka tuendelee, tutaendelea angusha na mataifa. Then those discussions, we can do it later, not to discredit this highly respected court. Thank you, Madam Prosecutor.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Esther Beecham, or anybody, if you have the national anthem there, please play it for us.
So thank you so much for watching the video to the end. Remember to like, share, comment, and if you have not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know every time I post a new video. So guys, thank you. I'm gonna see you on my next video. Bye.